One of the hardest parenting moments is when a child asks, "What does it mean when someone dies?" And so many parents panic because they're terrified of saying the wrong thing. So they may say things like, "They went to sleep," or "They passed away," or "They left us." But those phrases can actually create more fear and confusion for children. So today I'm going to walk you through how to explain death in age appropriate ways, how children understand death at different ages, and how to prepare them for a funeral or a memorial service that you may be going to, and how to support their emotions while also navigating your own grief. Okay, so when explaining death to children, we want to use simple, direct, honest language. Using words like dead or died actually helps to reduce the confusion for your child. You can say things like their body stopped working, their heart stopped beating, they can't breathe, eat, or feel pain anymore. Young children think very literally. So when an adult says things like they went to sleep, or we lost them, or they got sick and left us, children can become confused or frightened. And some children even develop fears around bedtime, separation, or illness because they interpret those phrases literally. One thing I think is really important is understanding that death is part of life. Sometimes adults try to completely shield our children from grief or loss because we want to protect them. But complete avoidance can actually create more confusion. Children often sense the grief, stress, and emotional energy around them anyway. And when nobody talks about it, children can feel alone with their fears. So, open conversations teach your child hard feelings can be talked about. Grief is not shameful, and emotions are safe to express. Children process grief differently than adults do. So they often take in difficult information little by little. So your child may cry deeply and then suddenly ask for a snack or want to play. And that doesn't mean they aren't grieving. It means that their nervous system is processing emotions in a manageable way in tiny pieces. Let's talk generally about the developmental stages of understanding death. And of course, this is not hard and fast rules to go by. Children may understand more or less based on family discussions of death, experiences with death, either family, friends, or some pets, and many other things. So, children between the ages of 2 and 5 often see death as temporary or reversible. They may think a person will come back. At this age, children need very clear, concrete, small, and repeated explanations. Between ages 5 and 6, children start to understand death is permanent, but they may still think it only happens to old people, or did something I do cause this? Children at this age can still have some magical thinking around death. They may worry, was it because I got mad, or was it because I said something mean? Or they may believe that they can somehow reverse the death. This is why reassurance and understanding is so important. You may say things like, "So and so died. That means her heart stopped beating and her body won't work anymore." They're going to start understanding that death is permanent, and that's going to be a transition for them. Between ages 7 and 9, children develop a much fuller understanding of death and its permanence. And then around 10 and older, children start to understand that death is final, irreversible, and universal. And at this stage, they may grieve more similarly to the adults around them. At any age, loss can bring up fears like, what if you die? Or what if I die? While we never want to make promises that we can't guarantee, we can provide emotional safety. You might say things like, "Mom and dad are healthy and do not plan on dying. And if something ever happens, there would always be adults who love you and would take care of you." Children need reassurance that they will continue to be safe and cared for. You can even let them know the plan if you were to die, who would be taking care of them. One mistake families sometimes make is excluding children completely when adults gather to grieve or comfort one another. While children may need breaks and support, complete silence or avoidance can unintentionally teach children that grief is taboo or too scary to talk about. So instead, we want children to feel included, supported, and emotionally safe in these situations. Many parents feel pressure to hide their grief from their children, but healthy emotional expression teaches children feelings are safe, grief is normal, and hard emotions can be survived together. You do not need to be emotionless to be a safe parent. One thing I really want parents to understand is that children often express grief more through their behavior than words. So you may notice more meltdowns or clinginess, some anger, or even regression. You could notice some difficulty sleeping or separation anxiety. Behavior is communication. So instead of only asking, how do I stop this behavior? Ask, what might my child be telling me underneath this behavior? And how do I support them through this grief they're feeling? Children don't always process emotions through talking. Many children process through play, art, movement, stories, or creative expression. As adults, we can help our children learn to recognize, name, accept, and express feelings safely through these means. Some stories really help children process their grief. Here are some of my favorites. The Invisible String by Patrice Karst is a beautiful story where a mom tells her two children how we are all connected by an invisible string of love. The Goodbye Book by Todd helps to show young children how to say goodbye to someone you love. The Gentle Willow by Joyce C. Mills tells a story of a tree that does not survive its illness and the feelings that come with death. Rabbityness by Jo Empson walks through the special gifts that Rabbit has left behind for his friends after disappearing. And When Someone Special Died by Joan Singleton Prestine goes through all the thoughts, feelings, and experiences children may have when someone dies. Sometimes children begin learning about death through nature. Plants die, bugs die, animals die. And while those moments can feel uncomfortable, they can also become gentle opportunities to talk about how death is part of the life cycle and prepare them for when someone does die. When preparing children for funerals or memorial services, I often use play because it reduces anxiety. Sometimes I'll do this and set up some toys so that they could understand and really get to know what it might look like. You may say things like, there's going to be lots of people there, and some people will be crying and hugging each other. You may notice lots of music playing or prayers being said. There'll be a casket there. You may also want to prepare them by saying, I'm going to walk up to the casket, and you can choose to either stay with me or stay back behind with Mom. When we walk up to the casket, we will kneel down and say a prayer. Then when we continue, we might see Uncle so-and-so or Aunt so-and-so and give them a hug if you want. We'll sit down for a while together. I'll stay right by your side the entire time, or you can choose to go out into the lobby where there'll be other family that you'll know. The more predictable an experience feels, the safer children often feel emotionally. Also, when possible, give children some control. You might say, if you need a break, we can step outside. You can bring a comfort item, or you don't have to talk to everyone. If your family is navigating grief right now, I want to send you my deepest condolences. It's never easy to navigate your own feelings while keeping your children's in mind too. Just know you do not have to do this perfectly. Children heal through connection, not perfect wording, not perfect parenting. Your honesty and presence and your willingness to stay emotionally connected through these hard times, that's what helps children feel safe. If this video supported you during a difficult time, please consider letting me know below and subscribe for more support.